Back in the day when I was teaching on ground traditional college classes, not the online things, I always tried to ask the students sometime during the semester one question. Why do you marry someone? Yes, I know. What does this have to do with economics? But hey, Gary Becker won the Nobel Prize for his work on the economics of the family, so why not talk about it in an econ class? So I'd ask that question, why do you marry someone? And why did I do this? I just saw so many students lost and confused. And I wanted to teach them not just economics, but try to help them to navigate their lives. And of course, someone would eventually get around to answering, because you love the person. Then I'd ask them to define love. I'm taking a break here because I'm just illustrating the silence I would get when I asked that question. And all I could get out of them is some vague ideas that more defined affection than love. I really like the person, they make me happy, things like that. Then I would tell them this story. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. It's a cold night, freezing rain coming down, and you wake up with the flu. And I'm talking major league flu, projectile vomiting, explosive diarrhea, fever, the whole shooting match. You just feel awful. Then your spouse gets up, gets out of bed, gets dressed, goes out to the car, cleans off the ice, drives to the 24-hour pharmacy, gets you medicine, comes home, cleans up the mess you made, and helps you try to feel better. Love is an action, not a feeling. To love someone means that you put their needs and wants before your own. And of course, you strive to find someone who feels the same about you. And I think there's a great illustration of what I'm trying to get across here. And it's from the movie Fiddler on the Roof. And it's a song called Do You Love Me? And just give you a little background, husband, wife, 5 daughters. Seems to be late 1800s Russia, Jewish family. And it's time the first daughter has become of age, ready to be married. So the town matchmaker found a prospective husband for the girl. And the father and this guy make a deal. Yes, you can have my daughter in marriage. Then he goes home after getting drunk with this guy and wakes up the next morning and goes to tell his daughter, I've arranged a match for you. The daughter is not happy because there's this guy that they've known each other since childhood and they fell in love. And she looks at her father and says, hey, I want to marry this guy. We made a pledge to be married. We promised each other. And to the father, his name's Tevyev, this is just so breaking with tradition. This is terrible. That, what do you mean? We have matchmakers who arrange these things. The more he thinks about it, but he loves her. They made themselves a pledge. So we like tradition, but maybe we can just not go with this tradition. But Tevye gets to thinking. So he goes in, looks at his wife, and says, Golda, do you love me? Now, this is going to sound a little sexist, her reply. But her reply was, for 25 years, I've washed your clothes, cooked your meals, cleaned your house, given you children, milked your cows. After 25 years, why talk about love right now? And then he comes back with, but Golda, do you love me? And then she's thinking to herself, for 25 years, I've lived with him, fought with him, starved with him. 25 years, my bed is his. If that's not love, what is? Now, Golda and Tevyev never used the term love. They met on their wedding day. Their marriage was arranged. They knew what love was, taking care of the other person. And Tevye, when she admits she loves him, He blushes a little bit and answers that he loves her too, because he showed it too. He did all in his power to take care of the needs of Golda and the children. So when you find someone whom you love, that you'll do whatever you can to take care of their needs. And hopefully they will feel the same about you. And since so few people really understand the actual definition of love, that it's action, not feeling, can it be of any surprise that there is such a high divorce rate in this country? And here are some of the reasons I've heard for people getting divorced. We grew apart. Melody, my wife, and I are certainly not the same people we were when we met when I was 15 and she was 13. We've grown. And in some ways, we've grown together. And in some ways, we've grown apart. And I don't really like to say grown apart. She has her interests. I have my interests. Now, there's some interests we share. But she does things that makes her happy, satisfied, she enjoys doing. Right now, she's working on a children's book of gospel stories. And I'm sitting here making videos. But we both know, come hell or high water, as they say, we are there for each other. That's why I love that line that Golda says, I starved with him. I lived with him. I stuck with him through the good and the bad. Or here's another one. I just don't feel satisfied. I'm missing out on things. I'm not happy. I want more out of life. In other words, it's all about me. People like that, they entered into marriage thinking about what they could get out of the relationship rather than thinking about what they could put into the marriage. And here's the worst one for me. And I'm sorry, this is just BS. Because people who say this have no idea what love is. We still love each other, but we have decided to split up. Yes, you may still like the other person, have some affection for them, but please do not tell me you love them. Because if you love them, you'd be working towards their happiness as they're working towards your happiness, and you wouldn't be getting a divorce. So please don't tell me, I still love him or I still love her, but we're just going to go our separate ways. And this is what they often say, and it would be better for both of us. Yeah, their interests came before the other person's, and they were not satisfied. They decided to break up. I'd say this started in the 1960s, where it all became about self actualization. Be all you can be your best self. You have the right to be happy. And as I said, is there any wonder that the divorce rates are so high? If you watch my videos or looked at my channel, you know I'm an Orthodox Christian. So I do want to talk a little bit about the Orthodox idea of what marriage is, but you may not be interested. But before you leave, before you click next video or something, do me a favor, subscribe button right down there. Click it for me. Takes 2 seconds. You're already logged into YouTube. You know, if you found this interesting, you said, wow, I never thought about love like that. Say thank you to me. Hit that subscribe button. I would appreciate it. Now, on to the Orthodox view of marriage. And hopefully you didn't leave and you say, well, let's see what the Orthodox have to think about this. In the Orthodox view, marriage is a holy mystery and a sacrament that elevates a union of man and woman into an eternal bond mirroring the love between Christ and the church. It is considered a spiritual journey, a sanctification, requiring commitment to each other and to God, open to children, and intended for life. And these are just some of the main ideas behind what Orthodox think about marriage. It's not just a social contract, but an eternal calling, a sacrament that bestows God's grace upon the couple and creates an indissoluble union. The union of husband and wife serves as an icon of the relationship between Christ and his church, symbolizing their spiritual unity. Marriage is viewed as a journey towards salvation, where spouses become companions on the path to heaven, supporting each other in their growth towards God. Beyond companionship and fulfillment, marriage's purpose includes the nurturing of children and the creation of a spiritual home, a little church for the family. While the Orthodox Church does allow for divorce and remarriage under specific circumstances, its emphasis is on the ideal of an unbreakable bond as God joins man and woman into one flesh, and all sexual intimacy is reserved for within the marriage, as it is viewed as an expression of the sacred union created by God. So basically, the Orthodox do have that theory. You're there for each other. It's not about you. You are partners that are there to support each other, help each other grow in the faith, and to get through life. And I just want to add this final thought. I always wanted to do research on the divorce rates between arranged marriages and where the individuals pick their own spouses. My guess would be that arranged marriages have lower divorce rates. I think that those cultures that hold this tradition have a better understanding of what love and marriage are all about. A husband, wife get together to support each other. And if they find affection for each other, that feeling that so many people call love, that's a bonus. But it's more of a partnership to get through life rather than just this emotional feeling of affection. Never did it because I thought it'd be really difficult to get the data and there'd be so many confounding variables. So, as I said a little while ago, if you're still stuck, did you hit that subscribe button right down there? 2 seconds, click, click. And hope you found it interesting. Made it this far. Hope you learned a little bit more about the Orthodox faith. And thank you for watching, and have yourself a blessed day.